Hi, welcome to Single Parents Hub weekly Facebook Live. My name is Tarini Sowetnapanon. I am the founder of Single Parents Hub. Our mission is to make life better for single parents and for their children by connecting them with experts to our global community so that single parents and their children can be happy, healthy, and financially free. And tonight, I promise you going to be inspired. And I'm so excited to introduce you and to let you know that we have a teen empowerment leader and keynote speaker and also a coach in the house. And I met this young lady over a month ago in LA at JT Fox Mega Success, a speaking conference that over 2,500 people attend from over 80 countries. And her name is Mona Dixon, and she spoke on the stage on how she turned her adversity from growing up with single mom, homeless, and she managed to turn her adversity around and get herself into the White House and inspire the teen in US. So I'm so exciting and so grateful that Mona Dixon can come and share with us her experience. So let's see if our teen expert is ready to come and share her story with us.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Good morning.
Good morning and good evening to you.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yes, we are excellent and we are so exciting since morning. And let people know that today is the day that Mona going to come and share with us how she turned something that I cannot even imagine. I'm personally support single parents, and also when I'm free, I going to help cooking for the homeless soup kitchen in London. So I cannot imagine. First, you grow up in a single parents, family, which is hard enough, and have to go through the homelessness, but yet it's not stopping you, and you manage to turn the whole thing around and still charge on and succeed. So this very, very inspire us. So would you mind introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Mona Dixon, and I'm a teen empowerment leader, a keynote speaker, and a teen coach.
Wow.
And yes.
Okay. So I know is sometimes when you go through the life journey, sometimes for me, it's quite painful in some sense to go back to what we've been through. But in a way, we can reflect on it and we can actually learn from it. And you actually reflect and learn and you bounce, with a massive springboard that you can, achieve what you achieve now. So how could you overcome, or your parents, how could your mom and your family and yourself overcome the homelessness?
So first I would like to start by sharing a little bit about that backstory on what we, what we had to go through. So my mom, she was a single mother, and she had my sister at 16 years old actually, me at 17 years old, and my brother not too long after that. So
she's quite young when she had you.
Yes. So you could only imagine having three kids by the time you're 23 years old, right? And we lived in San Diego, California, which is a very expensive place to live. And my mom, unfortunately, she couldn't work a full-time job because she couldn't afford daycare, and she had to get out of work early enough so that she could take us to a shelter to see if they would have enough cots for us to stay there. We had to stand in line. So if you worked a full-time job, you wouldn't be able to get us there in time to have somewhere to stay. So that was very difficult.
Yes.
There were times where we would literally go and get cardboard boxes and sleep on them and find the safest place we could sleep that night. There were other times where we stayed in boarding homes, and someone would let us stay there. And my mom, she would do work around the house. But if someone had the money to stay there, then we could get kicked out often and have to find somewhere else to live. So that was very unfortunate. We didn't have enough money to pay for bus fare in order to go to school every single day. So sometimes we would do trolley hopping, and that's where we just tried not to get caught by the police and get a ticket, right? And then there were other times where my mom, she was very resourceful, and she would make friends with the bus drivers, and she would ask them if they could drop us, 3 stops down the road. And she just always made a way out of no way. She always found someone who was willing to help us, and she wasn't afraid to ask for help. So if I could describe my mom in one word, I would definitely say she's a survivor, and she's very resourceful, and just, if there's a will, there's a way. And she always just found out,
and this is
how
where
to make it happen.
big determination that she have for you guys, and like you said, the key word is resourceful, and do whatever it takes. That's amazing how, and all her quality, and growing up to her and see she's, try to make connection and try to make it happen. These quality rubbing in you, I guess you probably seeing
just a little bit.
Give her some credit. I think,
all the credit.
Exactly. So how did you manage to get off the road? How not get off the road? How did you manage to overcome that homelessness? How she managed to get you to, I don't know, stable accommodation, and how do you grow from there?
Yeah, so my mom, she decided to move us from California to Arizona when I was 10 years old. And obviously Arizona is a lot cheaper than California, but also we were able to get into a long-term shelter. And for the first time, this shelter provided my mom with resources to help her get back on her feet and learn new skills, and start going to the local community college and attend different workshops that taught her, soft skills and hard skills as well. But my mom, she eventually was able to get government assistance. So we got Section 8 housing here in Arizona. And then we were able to get our first apartment. She was able to get food stamps, which is a food program here. And then from there, she was able to get back on her feet and get her first job, which was a crossing guard for the local elementary school.
How long were you, be homeless for?
Wow. So up until I was, many years. So we were actually homeless up until I was 13 years old. So I'm 26 right now. So that's pretty much half of my life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. A very long time, but it doesn't seem like that long. It doesn't seem that long.
No. I guess the life story is, once you get out of what you've been going through, it doesn't look long, isn't it? When you in that storm, in that moment, it takes like, when are you going to see the end of the tunnel? When you're going to see the light? When life is going to get better?
Exactly.
So this is amazing how you guys still strong and still thriving to be better, to get better and push it through. Yes. So out of all this adversity, share with us. I heard a lot because I follow your, follow you on the social media. You have many great success. So what is your biggest accomplishment?
Oh my goodness. So I would definitely say going from being homeless and living on the streets to, I remember at 17 years old, so only 4 years after I was living in a homeless shelter, I got to meet with President Barack Obama in the Oval Office. So that was, huge for me. I was speechless. I didn't even know what to say.
How did that happen?
Yeah, so I definitely have to tell my Boys and Girls Club story because I wouldn't be where I am today without the Boys and Girls Club. And for me, as I mentioned earlier, when I started getting Section 8 housing, my apartment was right behind a Boys and Girls Club. Now, I used to be really, really shy, right? So I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Are you sure? Anything. Oh gosh, I can't imagine that.
Right. Now I can talk forever. But yeah, all my friends would ask me, did I want to go to the Boys and Girls Club? And I would always say no, because I just knew that I would have to, pay some type of amount of money that I couldn't afford, because if I did have money, it would go towards toothpaste or laundry or food for the family,
more essential need.
Exactly, rather than send me away from my mom, from helping her. So one day I just built up the courage to go, and I walked in there and I asked the lady, I said, what does it take for me to come to the Boys and Girls Club? And she said, well, you have to bring back this $20 membership fee, and you have to bring back this application form. And I just said, okay. And I was just going to walk out and leave and never come back, because I didn't have $20.
Yes.
We think of $20 as so little now, it buys lunch, it buys dinner. But for me, that $20 meant the world, right? And it was as if she sensed that, and she said, Mona, wait. And she said, come back. And she just said, just bring back the application form and don't worry about the rest. And that changed the rest of my life. So
that's very nice of her.
Yes, very nice. If I saw her again, I'd give her a huge hug. She deserves it. But yeah, I started going to the Boys and Girls Club, and it started providing me with all the resources that I needed to be successful, right? It built up my aspirations, and it was my second home. So it helped out my mom a lot. It gave me my first job at 14 years old as a junior staff, so I could make money and I could start help support my family as well. But in addition to that, I learned a lot of soft skills, a lot of leadership skills that built up my character, taught me the importance of giving back to my community.
Yes.
And then from there, I was asked to be the National Youth of the Year. Well, you start out as a, local Youth of the Year, but I was asked to be a Youth of the Year. And I said, well, what do I have to do for this? And they're like, well, you got to share your homeless story. And I'm like, whoa, I don't want to do that, because I was ashamed of that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I was ashamed of that. I didn't want to tell anybody.
It's similar things that you tell people. There's a lot of stereotype image, isn't it? You are homeless, you are single mom, your parents, this. It's nothing. You need to be really confident to share your story.
Exactly. Yeah. So I definitely didn't want to do that. But you know what? My mom always taught me that college was going to be my way to success, right? So I knew that we couldn't afford college. So I knew that I needed scholarships. And then they told me, Mona, well, you can get scholarships from school. And I'm like, say what? Sign me up. So I was like, okay. But then as I started going through this program, the Youth of the Year program is the highest award a member can receive at the Boys and Girls Club. And it's based on, your academic success, your community service, your character, your grades, just everything that you do embodied into one. And you have a speech on what the Boys and Girls Club means to you. You have one-on-one interviews with each of the judges, and you have panel judging where they just fire questions at you to see how well-rounded you are about the things that are going around.
They are very good set up, as I can hear from you. They're very good support, provide.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So you compete with that, and then once you, each level, there's other Youth of the Year that you compete against, and every level that you win, you gain scholarship money. So that's how that came about. I went from locally here, Boys and Girls Clubs of the East Valley, and then state of Arizona. Then I went on to the regional competition in California, which was against Hawaii, Japan, California, everyone there, because we have Boys and Girls Club sites programs held on military bases as well.
Okay.
And then I went on to the national level in Washington, D.C. and won that competition there for the title of National Youth of the Year for Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
So when you won all these awards, is that when Obama coming in, when you met him?
Yes. So after I won a National Youth of the Year, that same day that I was announced the winner, I got to go over to the White House and meet with President Obama. And guess what? Denzel Washington went with us.
Wow.
Yes. And he actually is the national spokesperson for Boys and Girls Clubs of America and has been so for about 26 years now.
Wow, it's amazing. How did you feel?
Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. But there was just so many different feelings that were going on at that moment. Like I said, 4 years before that, I was homeless, right? So I didn't know what to say. I was just excited. I just felt blessed. I felt like a lot of worries that I had as a young girl to support my family, I felt were now released from me. And now I had the opportunity to go to college to better myself and to better my family. And then in the end, better my community and better the world around me.
We have a lot of people watching us at the moment.
Yes.
And David say hello to you and he said you are the best.
Hey, David, I love you.
Stella said you are truly inspired. Inspired story.
Thank you, Stella. I appreciate that.
So, with all this, how was it feel like? If you can sum up, how was you feel like growing up with the single parents?
So very, very
difficult. Do you feel that you're missing out some things? Because obviously when you seeing other family happy with with mom and dad, and also let alone you on the street as well, how did you feel when you growing up having only one parents with you?
So in the beginning, I didn't really know, because I'm young. So I didn't know what a single parent was and all of that type of things. However, later it became more apparent when I couldn't do other things that the other children couldn't do. So they would have sleepovers. I couldn't do sleepovers, and I always wondered why we couldn't do things like that. Or I was always really good in school. I would get straight A's, but I couldn't get allowances, or I couldn't get rewarded for those. Or when it was Christmas time, there were kids who would go outside and they would be able to play with all these new toys. But for me, we couldn't do that. My mom, she had to get us basic things. So she would go to the Salvation Army, and what we would get for Christmas is hats and gloves and scarves and things we just needed to survive. So it was very difficult because I couldn't get these things that all these other children had. But one thing that I did have was just an enormous amount of love from my mom. And she was so supportive, and she did everything that she could to be there for us and to support us. For example, I went to Tempe High School in Arizona, and my basketball coach, Coach Morton, he knew our situation, and he was like a second father to me. And he spoke with my mom, and she said, I really want to go to my daughter's games. This is very important for me, right? But she couldn't afford to come to the game. So my coach said, you know what? If you come an hour before Mona's game starts, then I'll let you in the games for free. So my mom came to all my games, and it meant the world. Yeah, it meant the world to me. So she's a single mother, but she made things work. She made things happen. And she was there on the front row, cheering nice and loud, saying the wrong things sometimes. But it's
we always do say the wrong thing most of the
time. But you know what? She was there for me, and that's what mattered. But she just always made a way out of no way. I mean, there was a time when we went to school in Tempe, Arizona, one city, but our shelter ended up being in Phoenix, Arizona, another city. So normally you have to go to the school in which you live. But my mom didn't want us to have to change schools another time because you have to make friends over. It's almost embarrassing. I got to explain why I am wearing dirty clothes or and it's difficult. So my mom went to the like bus school district and spoke with them. And so they made a plan to take all the middle school kids home. And then we went to the elementary school, took all the elementary school kids home. And then they would take me, my sister, and my little brother all the way to Phoenix every single day to take us to school. So she just made things work.
Yeah, I'm so touching and it's lovely to hear. Like you said, the main things without any resource that we have, I think the biggest thing is the love. That even though she lack of other things, but she always have a love and support for you. And she must be so proud of you now. Even for us, we are proud of you.
And you should be, because I love single parents. You know, I can only imagine how difficult it is for two parents to raise a child.
Yes.
So to do that on your own, whether it's a mom or just a dad, that's very, very, very difficult. And I commend all the single parents for that.
Thank you.
We love you. And kids, this is what I tell single parents all the time, is like, kids, they might not be able to show their appreciation, you know, when they're younger, right? But as they get older, they can appreciate their parents more. They can appreciate what you did for them. They can appreciate all those soft things, the love, all the things that you taught us. Like for my mom, the one thing that I always say is she always kept us together. She didn't go drop me off somewhere. She didn't. There were times where people would say, okay, we could take one of you, or we could take the boy, or we could take the girls.
And
my mom was
like,
no. Exactly. So just those little things alone, my mom keeping us together is the world for me. Just trying to support me, trying to be there for me and give me things when she can is everything. And the kids they'll realize that as they get older. Just be patient. It's coming. It's coming.
That is so lovely to hear. Victoria says it's wonderful to hear all your story. And
thank you, Victoria.
Yes, Taylor said is, making things happen. And I think great thing from your mom is she have the great vision and she know what important. That's why she said, your way to get out of all this is education, which is very, very important things to have. And thank you for, letting all, it's not even single parents or not. I think the parents, we always want to have the pat in the back that whatever we do, I don't know, no one perfect. We only try to do the best for our children. Sometimes along the way, we always doubt, am I too harsh? Am I too lax? Am I too relaxed for them? And then the kid, sometimes they go through growing up themselves. Like you said, they might not get it, but I hope that eventually somehow it sinks in. So, I'm so pleased and happy on myself and on behalf of other parents as well that, yes, the message will sink in their own speed, in their own time. So what would be your advice that you like to give to single parents?
I just, do what you can and do all that you can, whatever it takes. And that's all anyone can ask of you, right? Just love them. And love is something that they're going to feel. They might not think it's love. It might be tough love, but love them and love them hard. And always talk to them about what's going on. Be honest with them. See, I think when parents aren't honest with us, it creates a tension, or we think, you're not being truthful, or you're lying to the kids. But be honest, because we want to support you and we love you too. Like, we're the kids, and we want to do what we can to help our parents.
Thank you.
For me, I was very resourceful too.
I feel like I'm your mom now. Oh my God.
You could be my mom. Everybody can be my mom.
Thank you.
I love moms, so I just love having as many as possible. But yeah, I just be there for them. And don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of single parents, I think, are maybe ashamed or
too proud.
Yeah, and they don't want to reach out. But if you don't ask for help, or if you don't let other people, exactly, you don't let people know what's going on, everyone's not mind readers, right? So they can't help you. So you have to reach out. You have to be resourceful. And another thing is allow your children to help you if they can do that. Some parents are too proud, like, no, don't give me. Don't give me any money, like, you know. You have to allow that. It's a family, and it makes the family stronger. It makes us feel good to be able to help our
you
parents.
Are part of the family.
Exactly. But never give up. Things are going to be tough, right? Everybody has circumstances. Everybody has tough things going on, but just stick with it. And like I said, remember, I was homeless up until I was 13 years old, so half my life, and it was very tough. However, when you're in it, it seems like it's never gonna end,
it's forever,
right?
Yes,
but if you continue to work hard, and you continue to stay focused, and you continue to do all that you can and give your all, then eventually you're going to come to the end of that tunnel. You're going to see the light. You're going to see the rewards. Your kids are going to grow up awesome. But you'll see, and just stick with it. With it. And tell your kids you love them all the time.
That's quite important, because I'm growing up from the old-fashioned Chinese family. My parents I don't think they even know how to express themselves. So they never told me, until they passed, they never told me that they love me, they love my brother, sister. We never get kissed, we never get hugged. And I think that affecting us a lot when we grow up.
Yes.
But I like one thing that you just mentioned, that share whatever that you've been up to as a parent. Share that also to the children. A lot of parents think is the grown-up business. It's nothing to do with the children. They don't even know what are we talking about. But we underestimate them. I think a lot of times children know exactly, especially now social media, or their friend, their peer and the school. They really know much more than what we thought that, they know. And also, like what you said, if we short this month, and they want something that is not essential, something that luxury, we can just tell them that this month we need to save money for something that more important. Maybe when we have more money, we can spare on that. Or other thing, just explain to them, like, okay, you have to do something. Maybe when we free, we do other thing. If we explain to the children, they will be understand more. So instead of you separate them out, and also I think in a way it set children to the reality, to the real world. So they don't come out like, why people say no to me when my mom always say yes? Why people do it? You need to be real to set children to know what to expect when they actually go to the real life.
Right. Or if you're just telling them no all the time, they feel like you're just being tough, right? You're being hard. And they're like, Mom, can I have this? No. And then they're just always being told no,
But and in a way, they probably think that you rejecting them, you not love them. That's why you keep saying no, because there's no reason behind it.
Exactly. But if you tell them why, then that makes it opens that up. And now I understand that if you put it into perspective, we know this. I can't have these $150 Jordans, because then we're not going to have food to eat tonight. So what
can you eat your trainer?
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, do we want, shoes, or like $150 shoes? Or do we want food? Or do we want $20 shoes, $30 shoes, and food tonight to eat? So I feel, obviously you wouldn't say that to a 3-year-old or 4-year-old. but a 12-year-old is going to understand that. So and we are a lot more advanced than we were before, and kids are a lot smarter, and it just, like you mentioned, it puts us in touch with reality. So I definitely recommend being more open to the children.
Excellent. So I was inspired when I see you at the Mega Success, and now I even more inspired because I know more about
thank you.
So what are you up to now? I think you mentioned before that you inspire teen and also, you know, you coaching. So what are you doing now?
Yeah, so I actually just started my nonprofit, so my foundation, Inspired by Mona Foundation, and it's geared towards providing teens with opportunities and resources and real life skills to be successful. So teaching them everything they need to know about, you know, credit, taxes, financial literacy.
That's very good.
Soft skills, how to be resilient, how to bounce back after you're told no and to not give back, how to build relationships, you know, all these different things that I think we're not teaching these young people that they need to be successful, regardless of where they're going in life, regardless of they're going to the technical work skills, to college, to be an entrepreneur, to go into entrepreneurship, wherever they're going, they need these skills. And I feel that the teen generation is often ignored. We all love the babies and the little kids.
Yes, I know. You start talking back now, so no.
Yes, so we ignore. But this is the pivotal time of the teen's life to go forward, and whether we like it or not, they're going to be our future. So we have to give them a strong foundation so that they can take care of us. I always say we should empower them today so that they may lead us tomorrow.
Yes, definitely.
So I am holding a Teen Success Academy Summit for the first time this summer, and just helping to build up these teams. So that's one side of it. I'm also in my doctoral program right now. So it's in organizational leadership. Thank you. I have 2 more classes left before just dissertation writing. So I'm super excited for that.
We're going to speak to Dr. Mona very soon.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
I can't wait for that. But that's an organizational leadership, and I'll focus on nonprofit fundraising so that I could help nonprofits maximize that and continue to fulfill their missions regardless of what they are, because I feel like nonprofit organizations help the world go round, and they need to be successful. Nonprofit organizations saved my life, the Boys and Girls Club, all those shelters, you know, all those resources that my mom got. So I just want to be able to give back to them by helping them, you know, be more successful and serve more people.
Excellent. And in terms of your academy that you're helping the teen, because you said, you know, you're helping them with their relationship, with their career, with finance, with tax, with everything else. What support do you need? Because you giving back and you support to, you know, society, support to the teen, so they, you know, become success like you, they model from you. But as professional ourselves, we like to support you also. Is there any way that we can support you?
I mean, for one thing, it is helping me be more available to teens. So I have a Facebook group. It's called the VIP Teen Success Academy, and this is where I provide resources to teens. And right now it's free, but eventually it'll be a private group. So I'm telling everybody to come on board right now. So you're grandfathered in there, and just help that be available to the teens. So get them in there. Join the group so you know about that. Spread the group so that teens can have access to this. Eventually, I'll be putting out a newsletter that goes out with continuous opportunities for teenagers to engage in. And I just want to bring resources to these young people who don't necessarily always have that or don't know how to look for it, or their parents don't know how to look for it. So helping me get to them and reach them, because I can't do everything by myself. So
of course not,
if I can, it's spreading the word is amazing.
Yes, so if you put the link in on the comments, I'm happy to share, and I'm sure that all the viewer, will happy to share. And if you need any resource, in terms of if you're doing another Facebook Live or need someone to speak, need expert in any other ways, anyway, just let us know. We happy to, to support you.
Yes, I'm always looking for people who are experts or experienced in these different areas that teens could benefit from. So if it's teaching financial literacy or teaching them about how to dress for a job interview, different skills like that. Eventually, I'll have a YouTube channel that talks about all these tips for kids or teens to be successful. So, anybody who can speak to that in a fun way, though, because I don't want to seem like, I don't want a boring person. I can't have a boring person because teens, they won't listen. Yeah. So I need fun, energetic people who just want to instill their wisdom into these young people. So I'm always looking for that. And of course, to put on these events, it costs money. So donations are always welcome to the foundation so we can put on these events, especially for those underserved youth who can't afford it. Like I mentioned before, I couldn't afford $20 to go to the Boys and Girls Club, right? Yes. So some of these kids probably couldn't afford that, and I don't want that to be a barrier to stop them from learning these skills. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Although I would love to provide it for free to, everybody, but obviously I have to put this event on.
Like you say, when you don't have that available, you use more of the thinking hat, and then you be more resourceful, and you appreciate every penny you earn on you. Yes. So in a way, sometimes just to giving, it can be backfire to other person as well. Yes, but we love to support you. Just send us the link and tell us what, like you said, if you don't ask, you're not going to get it. So please ask, because otherwise we don't know how we can support you.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you very much.
I really appreciate that.
So thank you very much, Mona, to come and share with us your really life inspire and, changing story. And it's great to know how could you turn adversity to something successful and something that we need to be celebrate with you. So thank you very much. And for everyone, we have a lot more information and also contents that is similar to this, very useful, very inspiring, and you can benefit in many angles. So check out my website, www.singleparentshub.com, and you can have many blogs and contents and video resource there. And Mona, you are more than welcome. You also the teen expert on our Single Parents Hub, and your profile, your contact link, everything in there. And if you want to share your message, I'm so happy to have you on.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share my story, to inspire, people all over the world. At first I thought, it's just here in Arizona or in the United States, and you're in UK. So this is amazing. And there are so many stories that are out there that just need to be shared because someone else is going through something similar, and they need to know that there is light on the other side of that. So thank you again for allowing me to join you today. And I'm just so honored to be here.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same to you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.